Yeah, I have no script for this at all. I'm just gonna say how it is and just tell the story. You saw the title. Yes, I actually did get catfished in 2021. It's kind of peak. Not gonna lie, but I'll take you through my story of it and I'll tell you what I think because I just think it's such a weird story in particular as well. And I have screenshots and stuff, and yeah. This all started on the 17th of June. I was on Yubo. Basically, what Yubo is that, like, it's people who go live, right? So anybody can go live, set up a live, and then anybody can join and speak to them. I've been using it for like 3-4 months now. I filtered the lives by country, and I chose Ireland because I'm from Ireland, obviously. Oh, is that recording? Yeah, I gotta make sure. Yeah, I'm on the Irish one, and I'm scrolling through, and then like I see some girl, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll join this one. And her name on Yubo at first was Sophie. And then like we're just talking for a bit, like through comments, because like basically there's like a comment section, and then there's like the speakers, the people who are actually speaking. So like you can either stay in the comments or you can raise your hand to be a part of like the main group of people who are speaking. I guess I ended up in the actual live, like becoming one of a speaker, and then like I was speaking to her. We added each other, and then like she was texting me like on the actual app itself. So like she asked for my number. She's like, what's your number, quick? I'm like, okay, this is weird. She was like more interested in me than I was in her initially, and normally I don't have girls that are interested in me first. I'm normally the one chasing. I'm normally the one asking for the Snapchat, asking for the Twitter, asking for the number or whatever, you know what I mean? So when the girl is asking me for socials, that was a new concept. I was like, what? This doesn't normally happen to me. So I was like, okay, well, like she's asking for my number. I gave her my number quick, fast. And then she puts me in this group FaceTime. It's me, her, and some guy called Manny. Manny's cool. There was a couple red flags off the rip, right? Basically, in this live on June 17th on Yubo, she was in a live with her best friend Amy. Now, Amy ain't no catfish. So I've seen Amy's Instagram. She actually has a picture of herself on Instagram, and it looks like her like Yubo profile. Like this girl Amy, her best friend is calling her Katie. It says her name Sophie. Her best friend is calling her Katie. So I found that a bit weird. One of the first things she confessed to me, my name's not actually Sophie, it's Katie. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Why would you do that? And then she was like, I don't want to seem bait. It wouldn't have mattered if she had her name changed, right? Because people who recognized her would recognize her face regardless. So if you're gonna put that picture of yourself and then like have a cover up name, doesn't really make sense. Anyway, so that was a red flag straight off the rip, and then I just ignored that. I didn't question that if she had a fake name, what's the chances of her having a fake photo? Like, I feel like hindsight is always 2020. So when I look back, I'm like, holy shit, no wonder I got catfished. I'm such an idiot. One of the things that I think helped her get away with this catfish madness for so long, that fella Manny left the call or whatever, the group call, and it was just me and this girl Sophie. And then we hop in FaceTime audio. I don't normally use FaceTime audio. And we're talking for like 2 hours. And in this 2 hours, this girl is like being the most honest girl ever. She's telling me all these things about her family, about herself. She's letting me know all these things and all these things she's been through, and her family's this and her family's that, and her mom's going through this and her dad's going through that and all this stuff. And like she's opening up a lot, and I'm like, rah, this is mad. So like I felt like there was a bit of trust between me and her already, just because of how open she was in this 2 hour call. We were vibing, and like just because she was so open and honest at that time, I think that's why I let like more red flags run, you know what I mean? So I tell her things that I don't normally like say to people. Like I'm opening up to her. I like to be an open guy, but there was things I told her that like I just don't say because I felt bad or something, because like she told me all this information, which by the way, it might not be true. Yeah, so we talk in that 2 hour call, and then we text after, the morning after, and we just keep texting. We keep texting. She'll call me randomly, and that was also something new to me. I never had gal randomly call me. I never had this attention from a girl before. That sounds pretty like incel. It sounds pretty incel. It sounds like fucking nerdy or something. Like I've never had a girl call me before randomly. But it's the truth though. So she was calling me randomly, like on FaceTime audio and stuff like that. I'd start calling her as well. Like she'd also text me on TikTok direct messages as well. Who the fuck even uses TikTok direct? Anyway, like she lived in Rush. I never heard of Rush before. That takes a while to get to. From where I'm from to get to Rush, it's a journey. It's a hike. It's a couple transports to get there. A couple public transports to get there. And I was willing to do that later on. Obviously not the first day, but just like as I kept talking to her every day, there were stages where like I was actually willing to go there. You get me? We had like weird things. Like I would go gym. Like at the time I was going 5 times a week. I'd send her like a picture of me at the gym, like me like in the mirror of the gym, and then that kind of became like ritual. Like every time I'd go to the gym, I'd send her a gym picture. So like that girl just has multiple pictures of me, like at least like 10, 20 plus pictures of me just in the mirror, just with like a tank top on. She would like screenshot the photos, and then whenever I'd send it on iMessage, she'd save it. I don't know what she'd done with those pictures. Did she burn them? Did she delete them? I don't know what she done with them. Pretty weird, to be honest. And then also I got her socials. I don't know why it took me 12 minutes to say that I got her Instagram and all. She just had like no pictures on socials. She had like a drawing, an animation of like a pink balaclava, pink background. She had nothing in her bio, I don't think. She had like 1,000 followers, whatever. Nothing in her story highlights, no pictures, nada. So she was a private page. She had no pictures on her private. KB standing for Katie Byrne. Oh shit. Which is her actual name. And then on Snapchat, she didn't show her face once in her private story. She showed Amy getting bare hickeys on the neck when it's a free gaff, which is she never showed herself. Ironically enough, yeah, weirdly enough, the only camera of hers that worked was her front camera. Her back camera was blurry as fuck, but she would still persist to use her back camera all the time, even though her back camera was literally blurry. I'll show you what her back camera looks like right now. Quick effect. Bang, it was blurry. That's all you're seeing. It's blurry. It's blurry. That's all you're seeing on her back camera. Her front camera was fine. She never used it though. There were so many red flags. She was telling me about pet shop. Oh, I work at a pet shop. I'm like, alright, cool. I'm getting like $10.50 an hour or something. Okay, cool. She ends up coming clean to me and she goes, oh, Tommy, I actually don't work at a pet shop. I just said that so I thought you wouldn't think I'm lazy. I'm like, me? Think you're lazy? What the fuck do I have on my hand right now? Stop being lazy. That's me. Stop being lazy. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. You think I'm gonna judge you for not having a job when I don't have a job? You think I'm gonna judge you? Are you mad? What are you doing? Capper. So she lied about having a job. I let that slide. I was like, oh, I understand your reasoning. You said that like, so you don't think like you're lazy. I never would have thought you're lazy.
Stop the cap.
And when I look back at it, I'm like, what a fucking idiot I was. You ever heard that phrase, love is blind? I'm not saying love, because I didn't love this girl. I never met this girl in person, bro. But I'd say attraction is blind. Like, if you, like, catch feelings for someone, you'll be willing to ignore red flags just because you'd hope that one day you could see that person or that thing would work out. Attraction is blind. Like, if you like someone and if you get to know someone, if you keep talking to someone every day, this person is hitting you up randomly, like, contacting you in ways that people have never contacted you before, like, FaceTiming you and stuff like that. FaceTime audio. She didn't show face, by the way. But just, we were talking for, like, a month every day. We'd watch, like, Love Island together, talk to each other about Love Island, like, and then there was a couple of times where we were supposed to meet up. One weekend, I was so confident that like we were actually gonna meet up and stuff that like I told my mom, like, Mom, I'm going on a date on Saturday, and so like I'm going to like the cinema with this girl and we'll meet up in town, and like, yeah. And then my mom was like all happy for me or whatever, but just like then it fell through on Saturday because like this girl, she told me all that stuff in the 2-hour conversation. Saturday comes, she apparently can't come on Saturday because she had an argument with her mom or something. Alright, cool, I guess. Well, let's reschedule it for the next day. So she's like, okay, I can do Sunday. So then when it comes to Sunday, I'm blowing up her phone, she's not answering, and then apparently it's her friend, and then her friend's like, oh, Katie had a really bad argument with her mom, came over to my house, started crying, and then she passed out. What the fuck is going on? Because I was just expecting to go out to this girl. Like, bro, I was down bad. I ironed a tracksuit, bro. So like further on, later on, we have an argument because I start bringing up how like, yo, I need some reassurance because I've never seen your face before. I literally just have pictures to go off. And then actually, those pictures that I showed you have a date on it and it says 2019. And this girl is 17. She just turned 17, right? I'm 18. So I'm like, are these pictures of you? And then she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, these pictures are 2 years old. So are these pictures of you when you were 15? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you not think it's mad how me, an 18-year-old, is only going off pictures of you when you were 15? And then she starts to get angry at me. She's told me how many times in iMessage, oh, you're genuinely like such a cool person to talk to. I appreciate you so much. All this waffle. And then she never showed face. But I asked her, like, okay, if you don't want to take a picture right now, can you at least show me a recent picture of you in your camera roll from this year? Because she's a girl, bro. I'm sure she has pictures of herself in her camera roll. A picture where she's been with family or something. And she didn't even do that. She just felt so uncomfortable whenever it got to asking about pictures or photos of herself. And that's another red flag. If you ask someone to send you pictures of themselves and they get real skeptical, or they like start getting angry at you and they start blaming other things, then that's a red flag. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't even Katie to begin with, and that girl probably wasn't even 15 in that picture, to be honest. I'm on Yubo yesterday, and then I see that someone has the same picture as Katie, and I'm like, this girl's called Leah though. Leah? I'm like, did Katie make a new account and just call it Leah? I would only think such a thing because Katie's account actually got banned. I wonder why. So I click and then I see that it's a guy, bro. Like, it's a guy pretending to be a girl. And I'm clicking on Leah's page and it's the exact same as Katie's page. And I'm like, wow. You can hear from the voice of the guy straight away. Like, they're not trying to catfish no one. They're just trying to troll. So they're trolling me and I'm like, nah, dead ass. Like, who is that girl in that picture? Because I've just realized I've been catfished by a girl who's told me that is her. And so one of the guys in the live, they send me a friend request and they send me where the picture's from. It literally says fake girls. Like, come on. I find like the actual Katie, the actual girl that Katie used, you know? I don't see no Puerto Rican or Irish flag in that bio, so I know for damn sure it ain't Katie. Finding that out, I just felt like so, you know, like almost betrayed. I didn't know what to think, because like I was thinking, why didn't Katie just come clean? Like, when I sent her that goodbye message and she said, oh, I appreciate it and I wish you all the best, why didn't she just come clean and be like, oh, one last thing, like, we're probably never going to talk again, so I may as well just be honest and tell you that, oh, I actually catfished you. That wasn't actually me in the picture. And so when I found out, my dumbass, I text her saying, like, how could you have done this? I've been honest and genuine to you. I thought you would have came clean. And then, want to know what she done? She saw that message. She literally types the word, okay, and then blocks me on everything. We're talking TikTok, Instagram, all this. My friend was telling me that what I should have done, right? I should have slept on it. Then I should have called her and I've been like, oh, you know, like, Katie, like, you know, I've been missing you. You've been living in my head rent free, you know, like, we should probably start talking again, you know. Slowly brought back in the picture. Like, I should have been like, oh, so like, I was talking to this girl and like, she just reminded me so much of you. I couldn't stop thinking about you. And I was like, because you're a government. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, should have like put her guard down and then pressed her. But I didn't get the opportunity to do that. But I have the opportunity to do this. Dear Amy Reed, here's some things that Katie definitely wanted me to read to you. Get it? Because your name is Reed. I know I'm about to read out text messages. She told me that you were talking to other guys while talking to Manny. Remember this guy? You seem like a very loyal person, Amy. Katie proceeds to say that you're the type of person where you'll do whatever you want, but when someone does it back to you, you get annoyed. Why is he cheating on me? I cheated on him first. She worries for you. No reason. And she said you've made 2 boys cry from the stuff that you say to them. Yeah, tears of joy? Or, yeah. She also told you that you crave male attention. Twice. What? And she said shut the fuck up. And then she also said please don't say anything that I just said back to Amy. I swear your name is Amy. What a coincidence. You are always honest to me, Katie. I could never snake you. Ever. Because you're always honest. Right? Do me a favor, go talk to Sophie or Katie and tell her that it's completely fine for her to talk to guys on Yubo. It's only a problem when you pretend to be the person in your picture when you're not the person in your picture. If you continue using pictures on your Yubo that's not you, that's fine as long as you say, that's not me in the picture, I just like the picture. It's that simple. It's literally that simple.